today on Divorce Court.
I have lots of trust issues when it comes to Mackenzie.
My girlfriend has insecurity problems as far as her thinking that I'm going to leave her for a man.
This is my first relationship, so I'm really scared of being heartbroken.
It really irks my soul how much she loves attention from other people and it's not me.
As far as her thinking that I'm taking advantage of her and talking to other females, it's not right.
I wish my attention was really enough for her.
I actually do plan on marrying the girl.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Mackenzie Wiltbanks and Priscilla Lopez. The two of you have been together for 2.5 years. You are, however, having conflicts and concerns. Hence, you are before me here in Divorce Court today. Ms. Wiltbanks, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're here in Divorce Court today?
We're here today because of Priscilla's communication problems and I would say insecurities.
Okay, tell me a story that would let me know what's going on.
So there was a guy that I was talking to. I was dating her and he was still interfering in the relationship, trying to talk to me. I was trying to push that away, but everything that I did, this person was still popping up. So it led to her being insecure, feeling that I wasn't there for just her.
Right.
I wanted someone else as well.
Right. When you say he kept popping up, what does that mean?
Say I'd block him from a social media, he'd come into my emails or he'd text from different numbers or...
But yeah, doing all that kind of winding around, but you never gave him any encouragement, you didn't... Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, well, the first couple times I did respond because of some things that were said. So I obviously felt bad and felt some type of way because I'm not the person to ever hold grudges. So me feeling bad, of course I responded.
You felt guilty and you were concerned, and so
Yes.
you did respond.
Yes.
Ms. Lopez, is that an accurate recitation of what occurred?
Everything she said is pretty much the truth.
Are you concerned at all about this guy or her attraction to men in general?
In the beginning, when I seen certain stuff as far as emails being sent back and forth to each other, it was messing with me a lot. But now I have a better understanding of how she really feels. And I understand that when you are in a certain relationship with somebody in the beginning, it's not too hard to get over that person.
Right.
But I just want to respect, because she made me feel like I was the only person in the picture when I really wasn't.
So she was less than honest with you about the nature of her contact with this guy.
Yes.
Even though it was, is that true?
Yeah.
You should all, people, be truthful. When everybody understands I've got a life, and when that life, when that relationship ends, it's always a little messy. Everybody just doesn't walk off. You say, look, I was dating this guy. He got a thing. He keep calling me. I don't like him, but he keeps, you know what I'm saying? That way it's easier. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to fake and fade out. So you don't have any concerns, because sometimes when I have lesbian couples or homosexual couples, there is a concern that one or the other who's had heterosexual relationships may not be committed to that particular sexual orientation. Do you have any concerns in that regard because of this guy?
I mean, in the back of my mind, I always think about her messing around with guys and stuff, but I try not to think about it as much no more, because she did give me a promise ring. So she's trying to basically tell me that she's all in it and she's trying to make this relationship stronger.
Do you have problems with your families at all? Because oftentimes there's pressure in the family because not everybody's on board with who you are. Ms. Wiltbanks.
I wouldn't say they necessarily try and get in our relationship as far as like us dating each other, but our sexual preference, of course, yeah, they have a problem with it. More of my dad's side, though.
Right. Are they interfering?
No.
Are they unwelcoming?
There's some members in my family a little unwelcoming.
Uh-huh. Do you think it at all impacts your relationship?
No, she doesn't let stuff get to her, so I wouldn't think so.
How was your family?
My older sister is actually a lesbian too. So it's kind of hard for my mom to, understand the fact that she might not have grandchildren the way she wants to have grandchildren. But I mean, she understands more and more now that I'm older, and she does realize that I'm way more interested in women than I am men. I actually don't like men at all.
So that's that.
Yeah, it's not gonna change my opinion, the way I feel
About it, and there's no interference at all, and you guys are comfortable.
Very comfortable.
And you feel supported. I mean, everybody may not be glad about it, but you feel supported in that regard. Now I want to move on to the part that fascinated me. It appears that you have quite the menagerie going on at your house. That it is a rescue center, a hospice for four-legged creatures, and your concern is it is consuming your life. And I want to talk to you about how that's impacting your relationship. Can I see the snake? Come on up here. It's a constrictor, right?
She's a ball python.
Now hold that head. I don't want to see the head. Hold the head. You got the head?
Yeah.
You're not holding the head. I want to see your hand around his head. Now, Ms. Lopez, I understand that Ms. Wiltbanks has quite the menagerie at home, a whole lot of animals. Give me an idea of what I'm looking at here.
You're basically looking at a one-bedroom animal shelter. You could say it like that.
Well, how many animals does she have, and what variety? I see one.
Right.
Right there. I see the snake, but how many and what kind?
Well, right now we have one snake, we have a pit bull, we have a cat, and 4 kittens that she just had. She also had a bird and 2 other snakes, but they're staying at her dad's house.
Ms. Wiltbanks, what's with the animals?
I've always had a love for animals. I grew up with animals, grew up on a 40-acre ranch, was going to school to be a veterinarian, so
You just love animals?
Just love them.
Part of your concern is not only that there are so many animals in such a small space, but you say they're expensive to take care of, and economically you're just not there. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Can you give me an idea of how much you spend monthly on the critters?
I honestly can't even tell you. I lost count. But it all goes from cat litter to their food to, buying them beds and stuff for them to be comfortable. It just all adds up.
Are they on your nerves?
They were in the beginning, but now, I'm kind of used to it.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Now, Ms. Wiltbanks, are you economically able to care for all? Because these people have to go to the vet. Mm-hmm. They got a this, they got a that, they got the other thing. Is your money right? That's a no.
No, it is, because look, the snake, she only eats once every 2 weeks. The rat is $4. So that's $4.
You feed them a live rat?
Well,
Yeah.
no, I killed the rat first.
You kill the rat. Yeah. Can I see the snake?
Yes, of course.
Now, it's not venomous.
No, she's not.
Come on up here. It's a constrictor, right?
She's a ball python.
Now hold that head. I don't want to see the head. Hold the head. You got the head?
Yeah.
You're not holding the head. I want to see your hand around his head. There you go, baby. Ooh, not bad. Strong?
Yeah, she's very strong.
No, wait. Go ahead. She's not gonna let the thing go.
You trying to straighten it out?
I was just trying to straighten it out. I didn't want to have it. Lord. Woo! But they're not slimy, though. It was cool.
They're not.
But it wasn't slimy. How long it take you to get used to that?
A couple months, actually.
She don't make you kill a rat, does she?
No, she does everything by herself.
She does everything
I just
by
watch.
herself.
Yeah.
You just watch?
It's pretty
Okay.
interesting. Yeah, it's
All right.
amazing, actually.
Do you have any requests in that regard? Do you want her to cut it down, or are you concerned, or is it now just the kitchen part of the woman that you're with and you okay with it?
I just want her to slow down with the animals until we get a bigger place than she can have as big as a farm she wants.
Oh, you want a farm?
Well, I already have the ranch in Barstow, but when we get a newer place, I want my animals to have their own room.
Yeah. I feel your pain, you know? I told my husband I want a ranch with some horses in it. And he said, I hope you and your next husband are very happy with it. What are you gonna do? You know, I mean, a man is harder to find than a ranch, so I'm gonna keep Big E and let go of the horses. The animals leads me to your next concern, which is you are very focused and very interested on being economically stable and getting to the next phase in your life in a reasonable manner, and Ms. Wiltbanks, not so much. So I'm gonna ask what's going on and how that's causing conflict in your relationship.
I just really want her to stay focused and learn to be independent and have certain goals for her to reach.
Well, my grandma's old school, so she always told me to date someone who can take care of you.
Do you think that's wise? How many pets would you agree to your live-in partner having? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. So, Ms. Lopez, you say that Ms. Wiltbanks is not quite focused and well-directed as you would like her to be. Tell me about that.
Well, I just feel like me and Mackenzie grew up way different than I thought we did. She grew up being spoiled by her dad and the rest of her family and stuff like that. I grew up having to hustle and, make money on my own. So I just really want her to stay focused and learn to be independent and have certain goals for her to reach and not just always have to have people supporting her and stuff like that. She should be able to support herself.
Gotcha. Ms. Wiltbanks, what do you have to say about that?
It's a lot to keep up with me.
In what regard?
As far as, like she said, I grew up being spoiled. I grew up having everything I want, so that's something I've been used to my whole life, so I still expect the same.
But how do you expect that to happen? You had everything you wanted because your parents gave it to you.
Right.
Now, do you expect them to continue to do that? Do you expect to transfer that obligation over to Ms. Lopez? Or do you expect somehow, some way to do it yourself?
Well, my grandma's old school, so she always told me to date someone who can take care of you.
Do you think that's wise?
Yes and no.
I always tell people, especially these days, always be economically and emotionally in a place where you can leave if the situation becomes untenable. If you are financially dependent upon someone and they turn out to be, and I'm not talking about you at all, a jerk, a fool, a philanderer, a gambler or an addict or whatever they turn out to be, if you're not in a position to say, hey, I don't want to take it anymore because they're supporting you, then you're at a disadvantage. You have no leverage. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense, but it's not me being completely dependent on her. I have my job, I work. It's just a matter of me saving. I'd rather spend than save what I have. Because at the end of the day, if she was to leave, I can go back to my family who's gonna continue to take care of me.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Let me tell you something, young lady. Life is long. Parents die. To the extent that you expect everything to be handed to you, deeper still, you will not be happy with anything you have. It's crazy if people hand you. You expect, you don't appreciate, you don't understand the strength. But hey, it took me 5 years to write a book. I made less money than I make in a morning here on that book. But man, am I proud of every cent I make off that book, because that was my work, that was my effort, that was my strength, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment that is worth more than some nice shoes. Sometimes I think young people these days, off the Twitter and the Instagram and all this Facebook, and see the boots and the makeup and the this and the that, and they think that's where the joy is. The joy isn't there. The joy is the getting somewhere that you weren't yesterday. You can't purchase it. You got to accomplish it. And I just hope you feel that. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, I understand.
Does that helpful?
Makes sense, yes.
I hope so. Now let me tell you what I think you need to do now. How would you react to your partner living off their family's wealth? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Ms. Lopez, you said the promise ring meant a lot to you. What do you expect to happen from today forward?
I just really want her to fix her attitude. That's basically the main thing that I came here for.
What do you want her to fix? Is it just about what she wants to do in life, which is pretty much just have her hand out, or is it an attitude about other things?
Well, it's kind of both. I feel like she has a lot of potential to do way more stuff than just work a regular job. Like, she could do hair very good, she could draw. Like, she needs to use her talent as something that she wants to strive, just become great at.
Right.
Because I have my DJing stuff and she's always there supporting me 100%, but I don't want her to always be so dependent on her family and just hope and pray that they're always there for her. Even though they're always supposed to be there for her, but as far as money situations like that, I don't think she should be asking her for any more money. She's too grown for that.
Ms. Wiltbanks, do you have a response to that?
Not really, because as much as I grow, as I can be 40 years old, my dad's still gonna text me every day saying
I could be 40.
saying that he's always gonna be here for me and
But
whatever.
that's not true. When I was 40, my dad was gone. That's not true. You're gonna outlive him. If it works out right, you're gonna outlive him. So he's not always going to be there. And the thing is, it's all about the launch. We don't want to take care of you people forever. We really don't. And not just because we're sick of giving you our money, which we are, but because we're worried that in our absence, and we will be absent, you won't be able to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? So rise up, rise above, get it together. Don't put the pressure on everybody else. You be your own person. And if you are your own person, you're going to enjoy life more. I got this job because when I had my last job, I didn't just do bare minimum. I did it, hooped and hollered and carried on in regular court. Someone saw me and put me on this court. Opportunities will arise when you rise up. Rise up. Opportunity may be waiting on you. You with me? And don't think about it like work. The journey in and of itself is fun, as long as you know you're on a journey. You with me? Yes. I tried. This matter is a journey.
So growing up, I was always told, you should find someone who can financially take care of you. With my family being old school, that's what they believe. The significant other should always take care of the women.
Growing up, I didn't really have it like all the other kids did. During high school, I never asked my parents for money. I made sure I either sold chips, gummy worms, anything to have money in my pocket, so I won't ask my family members for money because I knew they didn't have it like that.